Once upon a time, in a land filled with grand balls and even grander boasts, lived a hat maker. He was famous not just for his hats, but for the tall tales he spun. At lavish parties, where the wealthy bragged about their clever children and exotic pets, the hat maker decided to tell the biggest lie of his life. He declared to anyone who would listen that his daughter, Sophie, possessed a magical gift. She could turn simple hay into pure gold. Word of this incredible talent traveled fast, reaching the ears of the king himself. The king, whose greed was as great as his kingdom, summoned the hat maker. "If what you say is true," the king boomed, "bring your daughter to the palace. I must see this miracle for myself." And just like that, poor Sophie was whisked away from her quiet life and taken to the royal palace. She was led to a small room piled high with coarse, dry hay. The king locked the door behind her. "Turn all this hay into gold by morning," he commanded through the heavy door. "If you succeed, you will be rewarded. But if you fail, your father will be fed to my crocodiles." Fear washed over Sophie. She sank to the floor and wept, knowing it was impossible. Suddenly, she heard a strange, cackling laugh. A peculiar little man, no taller than her waist, appeared as if from thin air. "Why the long face?" Miss Key chirped. When Sophie explained her terrible predicament, the little man's eyes twinkled. "I can help you," he offered, "but what will you give me in return?" Sophie, desperate, took off her beautiful diamond necklace. "Take this," she pleaded. The little man snatched it, sat down at a spinning wheel, and began to work his magic. But he didn't just spin hay into gold. He masterfully knitted the hay with gleaming golden thread, creating the most exquisite golden clothes imaginable. By sunrise, the room was filled with shimmering garments, and the little man was gone. The king was overjoyed, but his greed was not satisfied. The next night, he locked Sophie in an even larger room, overflowing with hay. "More," he demanded. As Sophie's hope began to fade, the little man appeared once again. "What will you give me this time?" he asked. Sophie offered him the precious ring from her finger. He took it, and once more spent the night knitting incredible golden clothes, leaving just before dawn. The king was ecstatic, but his avarice knew no bounds. For the third and final night, he led Sophie to the largest storeroom in the palace, filled to the ceiling with hay. "Spin all of this into gold by morning," he declared, "and you shall become my queen. Fail, and you will meet a terrible end." The little man returned, but this time Sophie had nothing left to give. "I have something far more valuable in mind," the little man said with a sly grin. "Promise me your firstborn child." Trapped and terrified, Sophie saw no other choice. She tearfully agreed. The little man worked his magic one last time, and Sophie became queen. A year later, the queen gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. Her joy was short-lived, for the little man appeared to claim his prize. Seeing her despair, he offered her a deal. "You have 3 days," he said. "If you can guess my name within that time, you may keep your child." For 2 days, Sophie guessed every name she could think of, but each one was wrong. On the final day, heartbroken, she wandered into the deep forest. There, she stumbled upon a clearing where she saw a woman knitting tiny baby clothes from golden thread. As the woman worked, she sang a strange little song to herself. Today I knit, tomorrow I'll claim the Queen's new kin. Oh, how lucky that no one knows my name is Rumpelstiltskin. Sophie raced back to the palace. When the little man appeared that night, a confident smile was on her face. "Is your name ... Rumpelstiltskin?" she asked. The little man shrieked with fury. He stomped his foot so hard that he vanished in a puff of smoke, never to be seen again. Sophie, the king, and their son lived happily ever after. There lives a testament to how cleverness and courage can triumph over any trick or lie. Thanks for watching our story unfold. If you enjoyed this tale, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another adventure. See you next time.